Coming out that one? Jeez. On my webcam.
Hello. Okay, it's a little better. Alright. Things seem to be working. If we're lucky. But I am going to need to turn off the music because I need to listen to stuff. So I have been working on a new trailer for Hive Time. It kind of here's a rough look at what it looks like. It's presented as a sort of news report that the bees are doing on some of the new stuff that's gone into the game. So yeah, here's a quick look at what it looks like. I'll just move that across so we can see a bit better. In fact, I will shrink that down. Now we can see the whole thing. Hooray! Nice. Oh yeah, okay. It has music, but I'm gonna hold off on the music because like that's A, not the focus today, and B, it's really good. And I would like it to be a surprise when the trailer comes out. Hooray! Oh, that's fun. Hang on. Let me just hide both of those. No, let's not hide them. Yes, let's hide them. Otherwise, that's going to come back and bite us. So it'll be more visually interesting than this. The bees themselves will animate. And the backgrounds here will be like live gameplay footage, so everything will move. And the joke is that it's the same correspondent doing the live reporting on everything. So it ends up running a bit long, which I kind of don't care about. The first two trailers were, and then we do the usual ending stuff. The first two trailers were about 30 seconds each, I think, which is kind of what I was aiming for here. But it turns out that I can't really speed up kazoos much faster than that without them sounding absolutely terrible. So yeah, there's that. Now, yeah, what I wanted to do was, we're heading back in here. I want to just shift these across to 12 frames in, I think it was what I calculated out to be 12. Let's unhide those. Let's head back to the main scene, and we'll just make sure that the audio is starting in sync with the other audio. No, it's still out. Let me double check my numbers. 21 frames, not 12. That's what's going on there. Both hosts. 21. Next wipe. Yeah, I think it's still not quite where it needs to be, so let's try a couple frames earlier. Let's try a couple frames later. 23. I can't tell which one starts first. I mean, I guess it's close enough. I'm just worried about make an extra sync work for myself later on. If I get them aligned now. Okay, well that's definitely too late. So let's go back to 16. See if that feels any better. So a little later than that. We can try that. It's close enough. Alright, so I want to just... Oh, I do not appreciate... Alright, Audacity hasn't exported these the way that I want. So let's head back to Audacity and we'll do this. So I've got each character's part here. And what it's done is, instead of exporting the entire region, it is the selection is starting at the point of the first point of audio. So yeah. So if I do Shift End, yeah, no, that's not really what I want. Yeah, let's do it that way then, I guess. Even though it's not that long. I suppose for the sake of what I'm doing here, I can just kill that. Yeah, alright, let's do that. Okay, so export selected audio. This is Kazoo 6 fill. Yep, that's fine. And this is Kazoo 6 Tracy. Yes, yes. And this is Jeff. Jeff is the field reporter. Jeff. Hey Ozone, how you doing? Hey Kisak. Sorry, I'm like just completely ignoring chat. Was not paying attention at all. Where were we? This is Amy. Selected audio as Amy. Sweet. Alright, coming back into Blender, we need to make sure that Blender updates this. Which I don't know how to trigger that intentionally, so I'm just gonna manually force that to happen. If it doesn't have caching on, I think it sorts itself out eventually, so they should now be a lot closer. Do not tell me that that has also not done what I wanted. So let's open this one. This should start with like a little gap. Nope. Alright, so what we need to do... cheers, Ozone. Yeah, Mim's working on a new sort of I'll probably use it for an event, but at the moment it's just for the Beepedia. It's a oh, actually, I don't really need to be hogging my bandwidth with playing the stream back. Seems like it's working. It's yeah, a little thing for the Beepedia. We've got most of the Beepedia uses like existing art, but there are a couple of things that we never really show a presentation of or give a lot of detail to, and so one of those is the cooldown. Cooldown is sort of treated like a resource and as a cost, except that when the cooldown is 0, then the cost is considered met. So there's a Beepedia entry that talks about the mechanics of that, I guess. But we didn't really have an image to go with that. We got an icon, but Mim's doing a thing. You know what? I should probably. No, it's fine. What I should do is like tell OBS to zoom on it.
That's because I'm sketching. It might be better when there's black lines.
I thought I had a scene. I have a scene here called Webcam 0. Let's try that. That's me. Well, hang on, that's fine. So we just add another camera here. Da 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 da. We'll add an existing one. It's gonna be cam 2. Oh, that's a MIM. Wait, is that really how big it is? Do you get to watch me mess with OBS on stream? How exciting is that? So the resolution, we can just put that to
Oh, I'm not logged in.
boom, if I make it that big. Is anything visible on there? Have you like hit?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like quite light.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can adjust the exposure, that's fine.
I'll do some black lines just so you can see what it will look
Oh yeah,
like.
because you're working in blue right now, yeah.
Yeah, purple. So when I start drawing, it'll be like this.
You still can't see a thing. That's fine. I mean, let me just.
Lock me in, you son of a bitch.
Hello? It won't let me add a gain effect. Why is it not letting me do that?
Just realised I'm typing passwords and stuff.
Oh yeah, probably be mindful with that. Yeah, that's fun. I don't seem to be able to add a filter that's gonna excuse me, pull that down. Well, damn. Now if I go back to the thing, your camera is going to be huge. So let's shrink that down. Oh, it's very wide now.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Work out my password.
It's close enough. You can kind of see stuff. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, you can see that. That's fine. Alright. Anyway, so since those tracks are not aligned properly, what I need to do is just pull some garbage empty white space and stick that at the beginning of each track. And that should allow all of them. No? Hello? Yeah. Let's try that again then. Export, selected audio. This is Phil.
Where's my phone?
This one is Tracy. Excuse me. This one is Jeff. I don't mind if they're like not the full length, but I need them to start in sync. That's Amy. Alright, back to Blender. Oh, hey! Oh. Yeah, let's check the files first. That's still immediately starting. I can't believe this. What the hell is going on? Open with... Let's open this in Audacity as well, and we'll just check. Okay, that's got a tiny bit of silence at the beginning. Is that the amount of silence that we're expecting it to have? So it's meant to start at 0.5 seconds in, and that looks right. Yeah, okay, sweet. That is doing what we need it to do. No. Let's save this one though. Yes, good. Alright. Probably don't need to show all of my web browser thingies. But this hasn't reloaded yet, so let's tell it to. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, so I can draw the waveforms here, and that will show what stuff looks like. Probably should have done that to begin with. And so now we've got each character talking when they need to talk, and that's going to be useful to us in a minute. So we just push that end at least out to here, I guess. I still am undecided on how I'm gonna do the specifics of this, but we'll see how we go. So I have a scene called Both Hosts, which has, funnily enough, both hosts. I have let's just shrink this off to the side because I don't really need that. I don't think I need the properties editor either, but whatever. So I have the ability to pan across, and then we can have like these kind of. Is that some crap on? It is. Question is it visible crap? No, it is not. It's just some stuff where the alpha isn't entirely zero, but that's fine. Yeah, so I can pan this left and right to as the different stories are happening, and that's great. So what we do first is we have them both talk, introduce themselves. And he says, "I'm Phil and I'm Tracy." Phil introduces tonight's stories, and then Tracy says, "But first, Hive Time has had an update," and that's kind of the first kind of side story, and then we get onto the main stories with like gameplay footage and stuff. So what I want to do is animate these characters, and you may have seen that I've already done a little test animation here where Phil sort of dips his head and stuff. I had done another version of that where the wings were sort of buzzing around depending upon who was talking, and then also flapping for emphasis. And I've decided that rather than hard code, or not hard code, but rather than sort of manually manage the buzzing stuff, what I want to do is try and automate that from the audio that we have. So I want to put a keyframe at the beginning here, which is going to be, I guess, just location. There, sweet. So I'll just expand up the dope sheet and graph editor. So dope sheet shows me keyframes over time and just their positions relative to each other, and it also shows me excuse me, these gaps are where some things don't change that there are existing keyframes for. So these kind of top three are summaries, and then the rest of them are bones. And we can see here that for X and Y rotation, there is a keyframe here and there is a keyframe here, but nothing changes along those keyframes. That's what that sort of background indicates there. But yeah, so this is just about seeing the timing of your keyframes. It's not necessarily specifically tied to the or it doesn't communicate the values and what those are doing. So by comparison, what I can do is I can select the root bone, which moves a little bit, and we can zoom in over here, and we can see that yeah, here we go. We can see that the Z location changes a little bit over time if we're zoomed in enough to see it. Values are sort of tricky. You know, when you zoom right out, it doesn't move much. But that's that rotation there, I think. Yeah, quaternion. No, it is. Okay, so that's the Z location doesn't move, but the Z rotation does. And that's what that is. It's just that rotation there, which rotates on and then off. And then if we looked at the head, which I think is bone 5, nope, bone 3, bone 2, head is bone 2. We can see here that we've got a few things going on. I think, yeah, so there's X, Y, and no Z movement, but X and Y movement, as well as some Z rotation. I don't think there's any X or Y rotation, because I've got those locked. I've set up these characters, like, obviously, all these chunks are separate, and that's fun. I should probably rig up the shadows, I guess. I don't think they're going to move enough for the shadows to need to be rigged. But I set these up using a plugin over here called COA Tools. And while I remember, I'm briefly going to Alt-Tab and very briefly remember who it's by. ND85. I'm just going to drop a link to the GitHub repository for that in chat if anybody is interested in checking it out. This is a bunch of sort of convenience tools, helper tools for doing, for importing sprites and rigging up animations designed for sort of 2D work. So and also setting up a camera that is specifically and correctly aligned to be the right resolution for your sprites and stuff, so that you're not worrying about you're sort of losing fidelity there. Yeah, so individual sprites are, let's grab like the head here. You have the ability to sort of define regions, and I've done a really crappy job of this, but you can define a region rather than just using the whole. If I look at the body here, it's like just still a billboard, just a 2D two polygon plane or two triplane, or it's probably even a quad. But things like the wings, where are we? Yeah, able to pull into separate meshes. These probably didn't need to have complex triangulation going on in there, but I wanted to have the freedom to deform them in any way if I wanted to. So just in the interests of making that easier for me in the future, I did that. Yeah, same for the head. The antennae. I'm still in edit mode. Yeah, so there's a little bit of. It's not great. I have not done a very good job rigging this up. But it's enough for just like a tiny bit of wiggle, which, as you kind of see here, is the only thing that I'm doing is a tiny bit of wiggle. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just to add a little bit more life to what's going on. I am very inexperienced with animation, so all of this is kind of new, as it were. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't want to this wing jitter. I don't want to have to manually do that. In the first tests that I did, I used a noise modifier, which let's kind of just go through the steps there. So it's is it Z that we care about? That's X, Y, Z. Oh, that's Z. Okay. X is sideways. Y is up and down. Okay, yeah. So with Y selected, I can add a noise modifier, and that will just do stuff, and that's cool. I may still want to come back to that, but first I want to try something else. And this is a key bake sound to F curves, and I want to use this one. So this is the isolated track that only has this character's voice stuff in it. And yeah, okay. So it's not quite where we want it to be. Um, but that has immediately saved me a whole stack of work. In that yeah. Oh, this is interesting. All right. So this is not a modifier. It's been baked in there. Hmm. I would like to have some control over this. Like I would like to be able to like just push it down a bit so that it's not only going up. But it seems like this is the active F curve. And I have I was hoping it would show up as a modifier and then I could like adjust some properties. But I obviously need to read some more about bake sound to F curves and not assume that it will solve all of my problems. Let's read a bit more documentation. Yeah, why hide this? So this is the current documentation, so it's not necessarily everything that I want. Bake sound to F curves. Alright, takes a sound file. It has a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe let's undo that and do it again and just make sure that there hasn't been some kind of oh, over here. Yeah, right. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So what does additive do? Amplitudes are whole color summarized for both positive and negative differences. Hmm. Hmm. Well, let's see what that does. You're gonna have to play with some of these things because I don't know what they do. Oh, that's fun. Goodbye. Good times. All right. Well, that does exactly what it said it did on the tin. That was good times. So that's not what we want. Yeah, I wish I could do this as a modifier that I could like adjust in real time and mess with in real time, but I guess that's not what people want. I'm also bummed that I don't have like nodes that I can mess with. There may be an option for yeah, so I can apply. These are effectively high pass and low pass filters that I can put on it, which is nice to know. Attack time is how big it goes. So it was going too big. So let's pull that down a little. And that's how steep it can fall. Minimum amplitude needed to influence the whole curve. Accumulate means only positive differences are summarized to produce output. Only the amplitudes, both positive and negative differences accumulated. I don't know. Let's give that a go. See what it does. Interesting. Still. Well, that's fun, but not what we want. Da, 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 da. And then square's just gonna also not do what we want. Yeah. So oh, I had the wrong one selected. But we can see from the waveform there that it's definitely not what we want either. So yeah, I guess just all the defaults, except for like a smaller attack time, is kind of what we want. I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably. Well, no. Um, yeah. Let's redo that. I don't want to undo that. Now I want to work out how to turn this into something that I can edit. So there's bake curve. I would like unbaked curve. Is that what I want? Nope. What is this F curve? Alright. So yeah, I haven't, a lot of this is sort of new territory for me. I haven't necessarily done this a lot, but what I can see is that, excuse me, that this will definitely have a big impact on how the workflow for this works. Resample baked F curve. This is exactly what I want. This is someone's script to to do it. And there's people complaining in 2011 about not being able to do this. What is going on here? Oh, open the wrong tab. Alright. Yeah, so people are talking about like using drivers as kind of an intermediary. Hmm. Well, time to look at what plugins we got access to in Blender here. I've heard of a thing called AutoViz. Simplify curves. There's like F curves. No. I mean, I guess I can just go back to noise. Oh yeah, sorry. The other thing I wanted to look at. Let's just close this for the moment. Let's undo that. Come on. There we go. What I want to do is is move the thing around, and then see whether or not that lets me do the thing. Wherever that is. Yeah, so that's like entirely reset. Entirely reset that. Because what I want to end up with is I basically want to shift these down by half the wave height, so so that it can go down as well as up, but then return to flat when there's no sound. And I'm kind of stunned that that there's this kind of. I mean, I get that the idea is that you do this once, and then when you update your audio file, it will continue to update. But there's no. Well, no, it says it's baked, so it probably doesn't. Can messing with envelope give me what I want? I don't even know what I'm doing here. Let's try it again. Maybe envelope will give me the kind of control that I need. Restrict frame range, use influence. So yeah, let's pretend that we want to like pull everything down. The reference value being sort of there, I guess. That makes everything bigger. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Yeah, it's still kind of not giving me the sort of control that I wanted. But I don't know what this does. Oh right, this is where it is. If I want to have multiples. I'm confused. Yeah, well, they don't make this easy, do they? Yeah, I mean it's not really doing what I want. Yeah, so that's already way too big. So let's undo. Can we undo back before? Hey, there we go. And we'll undo to before that, and we will try one more time. Fill, and yeah, wow, that's already two. No, that's not what we want. Hang on, I'm not paying attention to what the sounds are. I think that's what that was. We want the highest frequency to be a lot lower. So, I don't know what the units are in. So, hello. Well, that didn't do anything. I don't think. Yeah, it didn't do anything visible. So that is too small. Back to FCO. And we'll make this like 100 instead. Okay, there we go. Oh, someone has asked a question. Yeah, that's the plan. That is 100% the plan. I'm gonna add like embedded subtitle. I'm gonna add subtitles to like a subtitle track to the video that is optional. Like if you want to turn it on, that's fine. But by default, it's just a whole news report. It's silly. It's silly. There's like one correspondent doing all of the live on location stuff, and that's kind of funny. But broadly speaking, yeah. Oh, I see. Here are the units. So what I kind of want here is I don't want it to go above. No, that's not the units. Okay, because I've made this 100, and as we can see here, 0.0 I don't know 2 is not 100. So I don't know. This is proving to be less useful than I imagined. Definitely less useful than I wanted. So I'm gonna fall back to using noise, and that does mean that I'm gonna have a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I should look into finding whatever kind of plugin. Okay. Apparently there's a plugin called AutoViz that can do what we want. So let's look that up and see what we can find. It has a dollar cost associated with it, and this project has no budget, so that's probably not an option. Yeah, I'm just gonna use noise, which is irritating, but whatever. So what I can do though to help speed things up for me there is I can come back to the video sequence editor here, and I can look at the frame number of this. I can say like, so he starts talking at frame 22, and so on the Y we're gonna add a noise modifier, and we're gonna restrict the range from frame 22 to frame oh shit, that's not gonna give me a nice, yeah, frame 31, I guess. There we go. So now, and that's already at the kind of scale that I want. And what I'll need to do is put a, whoa, okay. no collapsey, it says, but I can collapse it there. So I'll need to add a separate noise modifier for every section of dialogue, which is annoying, but not a big deal. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm doing is I am using the. Hang on. Let me just go into OBS. Make sure. Yeah. Good. All right. Hang on. Let me switch across to Mim's thing here. That's cool. I love it.
Do you think I should give them watches?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Give him sundial watches if you want. I love sundial watches. They're the best joke.
Okay.
That's great. Did you turn off the lamp that you had there?
I made it dimmer. Is it?
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. I just wasn't sure.
I thought you might see the screen better if the rest is dark.
Yeah, it's like a slightly less glare going on, so that's good. Yeah, all right. So let's work out what frame we're starting talking at, which is 51 down here. So new noise modifier, starting at 51 and ending at. Give him a little break here, I guess. Is it 96? Yeah. and then starting again at 98, I guess. You know what? That's such a small gap. It's like 2 frames. So sorry, Jeff. No breaks for you. Let's push that up to 158. Like 2 frames is going to be the amount of just going to be absorbed within the fluctuation of this stuff. So let's give this another try and see how it looks. Yeah, that's great. I love it. There's something that I haven't really decided yet. This first part is definitely going to be this shot of both of them. But at this point here, around frame 165, I'm gonna pan across, and that's fine. So that's gonna remain the same thing, the same scene. But after frame 301, we're gonna cut across to here, and I'm not sure whether I want to make a copy of this frame and copy of this scene, sorry, and sort of I was thinking about render times, right? So what I can do is I can hang on a sec. What I can do is I can do like everything for all the, everything for these 2 characters in this scene, and have this scene played across the let's go back to the video editor. Back here, I can have this one scene played across the entire thing, with other scenes sitting on top of it. And what is this set to? This is set to cross. Yeah, I just kind of don't want... I guess it doesn't matter, and it's probably easier to do it all as one scene. The thing that I was thinking about is, like, it already takes a long time to render all of this, because there's a lot of complex stuff going on. And by the time I add, like, videos of gameplay footage in, and all of the animations, it's going to take a long time to render. But I guess, ideally, if I finish this more than a day before the update comes out, then I can just leave my computer rendering it for a day, and assume that everything is going to be fine. Yeah, I wonder if I could pick some better video settings to render it with. Excuse me. But thinking about it, to alleviate that, what I could do is I could have this one scene here and running across the whole back, but then I could cut it up. Is it Shift K? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Cut strips. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Well, maybe that's not an option. But if it needs to be behind it, then it needs to be behind it. I was thinking that I could chop it up into chunks, and not have it rendering during the bits where they're not meant to be visible. But I think just like from a production point, it's gonna be easier and faster if I do the thing. If I do it all as one scene. So yeah, let's go back to this. No, not here. Let's leave this here and go back to default mode. Mim's drawing on an iPad. She's supporting it. That's not a sundial watch.
Oh, you can.
You can. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, they're hexagonal. That's cool. So yeah, that's an iPad. She's using an application called Procreate, which is made by some local Tasmanian developers, I believe. And yeah, it's just a sort of basic paint program with some touch gestures.
I think I've blown my colour away. So we'll start colour again.
Oh. It wasn't in the 2 layers that you just joined?
No, that was the watch. That was the lines. It's fine. We'll just start again.
Okay. Alright, all good. Don't rush. It's all good. Ugh. Touch devices. I can't stand them. Can't stand their existence. Alright. Where were we? Yeah, alright. So let's continue on with this wonderful thing that we're doing. Coming back to this bone here. And then once I've got all these in place, then there's plenty of other stuff that he's doing as well. So it's not just a matter of setting up these noise things. Start this at 307, 308, and start 307. So with Y selected, yet another noise modifier. Excuse me. 308. Is there 307? You can have that extra frame. What is the gap in here? 336 to 340. Yeah, you can stop here. I'm cool with that. So you stop at 336, and then another noise modifier. So yeah, this is a bit slower than using the sort of automated bake sound F curve stuff would have been, but that's just not flexible enough for what we want here. So it's fine. 357. Sweet, and then he's quiet for a long time, which we're very appreciative of. Another game you used to play for also had news talk segments for trailer and updates, community spotlight stuff. Yeah, no, it's kind of fun to do in fiction stuff, you know. Yeah, I dig this sort of thing. Am a fan of these kinds of approaches. Where were we? We're down at 840, and there's no real gap in there, so let's stop at 911. And then we'll deal with the end. Doop 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 doop. Noise. Wait, what is this? Cycles. Oh, right. Because like Cycles is the name of a render engine in Blender, and I was like, how do you use the render engine for this? What is this doing? It is maybe what is the word I'm looking for? It is perhaps not very sympathetic, perhaps, but I don't know. I don't feel like any of this isolation stuff necessarily needs to be viewed as a bad thing. Of course, that's very easy for me to say as someone who like already works from home and doesn't have any of the stress or pressure associated with a dramatic change to their lifestyle. But like there's a lot of kind of, broadly speaking, there's a lot of benefits that we sort of got access to, I guess, and you know, sort of thankful for and appreciative of that. But that's just me. Yeah. Totally, other opinions are fair. If you're struggling at the moment, then that's a real struggle, you know. The subjective experiences that we have with all these things are definitely real. And I know that it's difficult for a lot of people to adapt to. I was talking to someone the other day who was like, "Oh, you know, hope all this is over soon." And I'm like, well, Reality is that it's not. This is our lives for at least a year or so, I guess. Another noise modifier. 168. I see a lot of people talking as though the upcoming lifting of restrictions means that everything is over, and it doesn't. It just means that hospitals are able to look after the number of people who are currently affected. But again, with sort of difficult realities, if you look at say, is it Texas that's had like a massive spike in the number of cases 2 weeks after they lifted their restrictions, and it's like, well, if there's a 2 week incubation time on this thing, then yeah, that's what you get, and it sounds like they're going to need to lock down again. So yeah, any kind of interim lifting of restrictions can't be seen as a yay, this thing is passed type situation. It's more of a I don't know if reprieve is the right word, but yeah, more of a temporary thing that's still happening within the context of this whole current situation. What have we got there? 54 to 50. Yeah, you can have 4 frames of downtime. I don't mind. 550. What are you laughing for?
You'll probably see it in a second. Tried to drag a colour and just drew a big line across it.
Oh, nice. I think I missed it. Your job's considered essential? You don't have a lot of work to do? Yeah, it's tricky. Like, yeah, it's cool to have access to people who have a little bit more, like domain-specific knowledge of what's going on. But yeah, like even the sort of optimistic estimates of is it 18-month turnaround time for vaccine development after one has been discovered or are identified, in terms of like, that's still cutting a lot of corners for uh, you know testing and quality assurance and whatever else. Like, we've got at least 18 months wait between when a vaccine is developed and when we can consider this thing dealt with enough that we can not really care about it in a significant way. But we're not there yet, so yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. In my mind, it's kind of better to kind of go, well, this is the new normal, and we're gonna get used to that, and deal with it for as long as it lasts.
Oh, I don't know what colour the crowns are.
Do you need me to give you a thing?
No, I'll check if I've got anything.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Be careful what I put on stream.
Dear.
There we go.
Right, vaccine production. For this kind of thing, we would probably be, because of the way that it is contagious and the way that it is affecting the world. I think we'd probably do a broader vaccination program than just vaccinating young kids against it. I mean, the idea with vaccinating kids is that well, you possibly already know this, but yeah, like the idea is that that's what you do as a sort of maintenance / preventative measure, rather than how you tackle something that's actively present and having a big impact on stuff. What frame we got here? 1109. So yeah, for this kind of thing, I can see there being like a larger vaccination program that targeted adults as well as kids. But I can also see and appreciate that our ability, or not our ability, our current infrastructure for producing vaccines and for producing these kinds of medicines is not necessarily up to the task of, or like not currently up to the task of handling the sorts of vaccine program that we would want to implement for this once we'd arrived at a vaccine. So that's another thing to think about as well. That sort of further complicates time frames. Oh, why is that kind of cut off at the end? Is that normal? Let's jump back into Audacity. Have a look at the end of Tracy's thing here. It should be. Whoop, that's Godot, not Blender. That's Blender. Yeah, that's cut off. Damn it. Shoot. There it is. See, we had some more. Look at that. It's tricky. Tricky. Beep beep. Yeah, kazoo. I got two kazoos here. Let me grab them. Untangle my headphones. I'm going to do it out this side of my mouth so it's not too loud. And so yeah, Mim and I had an evening of sitting at this mic and making stupid kazoo noises. I actually have a oh yeah, I guess I'll play some of it. Where are we? I'm Phil. And I'm Tracy. Tonight on Hive News Network, Old Bitey strikes again, Queen Alice III's midlife birthday, and ongoing upgrades at East Branch. So there's an actual script. I recorded actual audio. And trying to get the right kind of delivery on different stuff. So if we go like for the weather, trying to sound like a weather person. Classic Jeff. Now to Amy with the weather. Chance of an overnight shower may bring temperature down to low teens, but clear skies should bring a bright and sunny morning, a perfect day for building hives. Back to you, Phil and Tracy. So yeah, we're just trying to get the right kind of cadence and delivery for these sorts of things, and then after establishing that, then we're able to get the kazoo stuff up and happening, and turn that into. Mim ended up doing the weather, which is the Amy bit here. Oh no, that's the Amy bit back here. What am I doing? Boop. Yeah, so start with Classic Jeff. Now Amy with the what? Yeah, so it's kind of been a process of making sure that we've yeah, and it's not readable. I mean, if you know what the script is, then you can hear the words, but you're not expected to be able to understand exactly what's being said. But the hope is that how many frames gap we got here? This is 5.8 to 361. Yeah, why not? 113.58. The idea that there's some intention behind the delivery that we can draw upon to give a performance of. I'm gonna add like subtitles that you can turn on, but there won't be subtitles baked into the video. No. So the intention is that you don't know what it is, and you only get to find out if you're hearing impaired or specifically want to know more. Yeah. 1368. So I haven't really talked about it anywhere. But in addition to working on this update and working to get this update out, I've also been making another game that is very close to finished, I guess. It's a very small thing, but it kind of is about trying to explore the dynamics of just-in-time supply chains and highlight how fragile they can be. So if you think about, and maybe I don't know if I've talked about this anywhere elsewhere that I could sort of refer anybody who's interested to, because I've kind of been, I tweeted like a UI mockup for it ages ago, but then had decided to not pursue it as a project. But then while I was sort of giving some game development lessons to someone, I needed a like a project to use as a sort of grounded example, and we ended up reviving that. But the idea is like, if you as a consumer see empty shelves, um, is that identifiably different? Like, is there any identifiable difference? I can just play this in the background to check the timing, see how it all looks. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so the idea is that as a consumer, the if you have no other knowledge other than seeing an empty shelf, you don't know whether there is a shortage or whether there's some out the back but shelves haven't been stocked, or whether um, the distribution, maybe there was a truck crash and one delivery didn't arrive, because the way the just-in-time supply chains work is that you sort of generally only keep enough stock on hand to meet the current demand, and then as that is going out, new stuff is bought in, and there's not really a lot of storage space. Um, and yeah, so I want to explore that, because there were a lot of people sort of talking about panic buying, and there were a lot of panic buying narratives. But the reality is that if everybody's transitioning to working from home, um, then they need to eat at home more, and they need to blow their nose at home more, or they need to wash their hands at home more. And so all of these things that the people were previously doing in workplaces, obviously excluding washing hands, because nobody is clean enough to wash their hands these days. Um, all of these things add an extra demand, like a workplace or a shopping center or public toilets or whatever buy all their toilet paper in bulk from bulk suppliers at different kinds of rates to what you would pay for toilet paper in a shop. But when you're working from home, suddenly you have to shoulder that burden, and you're buying, if you're at work 8 hours a day, let's assume that that's half of your poo time you're spending at work. That means that you need double the toilet paper in order to live at home, uh, or work from home, right? Because you're using twice as much as you normally would. And if you think about the idea of everybody has to go and buy twice as much toilet paper as they used to, it's not panic buying. It's the supply chain being nowhere near tuned to cope with that level of demand, and so that's hugely disruptive. You think of hand sanitizer. How many people bought hand sanitizer before all this mess? If that's only 5% of the population, and suddenly 50% of the population wants to buy hand sanitizer, then things are going to run out real fast. Not because people are being selfish or panicking or whatever, but because the distribution and supply of goods is just not capable of doing that, of handling that load. And I think in terms of avoiding a lot of unnecessary stress and panic, that's a good thing to be aware of. No, no hand sanitizers. Yeah. I don't know. Depends upon what type it is, I guess. I mean, best thing you can do is just not touch stuff. That's gonna be your best your best thing. All right. So with that done, I now need to do a whole lot of boring stuff. The other thing that I wasn't sure on, I should probably check. I can't remember if I can keyframe the position of this. So it is the. You let me keyframe that? Oh, you will. That's so nice. So now I can. Well, let's not do that. Let's head across to where it needs to be. Okay, so at this point, here, I want to add in a new keyframe. I just put a keyframe where I didn't want a keyframe, I think. So let's undo that keyframe. We're gonna put a keyframe in about here, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And then we want to zip across a few frames. Not that many frames, just a couple. You can zoom in a bit because we're gonna need to work with this up close. So I want to make sure that Jeff's wing is not visible. That seems fine. How far do we move there? That is minus 8.5. Oh, it was up here. I'm not paying attention. Okay, so let's. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that. Alright, so with that in mind, if we're going to use this for all of them, I probably want to be able to change this at will. So how does that go in terms of like just speed? Yeah, I guess that's okay. It's fine. If I had more time, it'd be fun to add like a big sound effect in there, so it's like but that's silly. Yeah, sweet. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll do the camera stuff first. And then I think I want to treat this as a cut. So yeah, let's put another keyframe in here, and then I'm going to zip across to the next frame, and we're going to change this to plus 8.5, and then put another keyframe in. But what we're going to do between these two frames, alright, between these two frames, is we want this to be a constant. So that means that we will. Sweet. Yeah, so this is sort of how the shape of the news broadcast is going to take. Yeah, might shift that a little bit though. So let's come back and have a look at where we are time-wise in terms of this timeline. So we can just put the cursor here. Yeah. Just want to come across a couple frames to wind up in the middle of that. Maybe back a couple. Anyway, just shift that along a little. Yeah, that feels better. Alright, sweet. Alright, I'm gonna do all the camera stuff first. That's fine, and then when we come back here, we want another keyframe here, move across one. This could be minus 8.5, and another keyframe here. So the other thing I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is do the animations first, and then if I have time, I'm going to adjust the stereo pan of each character so that when Tracy is on the right here, that she's in the right channel dominantly, When she's on the left, she'll be on the left channel, because obviously when we're showing both the characters at once, she's on the left. When she's presenting an item on her own, she's on the right. Yeah, bit of kind of audio changes there. I think will help. Yeah. So let's just double check and see how this looks. And this doesn't really matter, this change here, because that's masked by crossing live to Jeff. In fact, none of the none of the cuts after that matter. But for the sake of doing the thing, whatever, you know. So Jeff, Phil has his bit here. And another one there, and across one frame, and then go negative, and then another keyframe, and then we'll zippy on over here. I think this is Amy with the weather. Sweet. And then when we come back from this, another keyframe, and then up here, and it becomes 0. When we come back, we're going to go do that. But what I need to do as well, I remember, is make sure that all of these are set to constant. Oh, you got a BRB on there. Very nice. We're just going to hang out the washing. Which makes her a much better person than me. Alright, so in that case, let's go back to the video editor and let's pull this down to here and pull that up to here. Whatever. It bums me that that effects always move into things. So that's not right. Let's undo all this then. Pay more attention to where it was at before. Oh, actually, what I need to do instead is just that. Why are you not moving up? There we go. Alright, so these are all both host bits, so we can now just rip those out. And this can last the whole time. So let's have a quick look at how well that goes. Oh, I guess we don't need that anymore. Oh, hang on. Why is that not updated the length there? Let's go back to see here. That's fine. Maybe we just need to refresh the sequencer. Nope. Yep. Yeah. Why do you end there? You know what? I'm just gonna delete that and well, I'm just gonna add it in again. Add scene. Both hosts. Hey, there we go. Why is that so short? 70. Let's push this at the top. Yeah, okay, so that's doing the appropriate flipping back. Wait. Oh no, that's fine. That's 250. So why is that limited to 250? Is this a property down here that we're setting? Any modifiers on here? Yeah, I would like to just use this existing strip. I don't want to have to let's use sequence too. Weird. Use scene sequence strips directly instead of rendering. Oh, weird. That is strange. Audio volume can go back up to 1. That's fine. Original frame range is listed here. I feel like it's just cached somehow. Start frame is 75. Why is the start frame 75? That's weird. Let's go back to... Oh, I know why. Start frame is 75 because this is frame 75 here, or here somewhere. I don't know how to tell it to do the thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this as a new file, and I'm going to close Blender. I'm going to open Blender again. Joink. And we're going to see whether or not that sorts itself out. It does not sort itself out. You kinda getting on my nerves here, Blender. And this is not, yeah, it's not updating it at all. Alright, let's return to the internet and ask what's going on there. Scene strip length change. You have any? There's the image offset and cropping. If you adjust the start or end frames, the scene contents of the strip are not updated. If you've made the scene longer, you cannot access the new frames in the strip. Adding the scene again will give a different result. So this is an update. This one is submitted in 2016. And I'm guessing this was merged at some point. Oh wow! So this is an outstanding bug. That is still current in 2.8. So the patch that was submitted had some issues, maybe. It wasn't merged, but yeah, it's disappointing. Alright, well, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just annoying. Just annoying. But the question then becomes, why was this not as long as it should have been? So we're going to need to go back to here. This puts it at, how long is this? This is 57 seconds, 22 frames, so effectively 58 seconds. And let's go back to video editing, and so 58 seconds puts us here, but we start a little later. I mean, it should be the right length. Let's add it again and double check. B hosts has been added down here. Did that get shorter again? Why is that too short? Why is that cut off? Why is that cut off? Why has that been cut off? Alright. I think I need to just extend it out. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. So I just extended it out and padded a bit more on, so we've got some dead zone at the end. And we'll see if that helps. Maybe we should stick some keyframe. Yeah, we'll stick a keyframe at the end. So this is 1, 5, 10. We'll just stick a keyframe in for the camera here, and we'll find out whether or not that that addresses what we need. I love Blender and I love using the video editor here, but yeah, today I'm encountering a few things that have not done what I needed them to do, and that's immensely frustrating. Yeah, so 1587, 1511. Yeah, what's going on there? Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Let's go back to here. Yeah, so our keyframes are wrong. Something is messed up. This is the other reason I like to break things down into separate scenes. Yeah, so that's too early. Alright. Might have an idea for how to address this. Maybe. Nope, I didn't address it. So when is this happening? This is happening at frame 235? 234? Yeah. 11:58. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, this is this is not great. Because I need all this to sync up properly. .24 frames a second. .30 frames a second. Alright, well that explains that. And now now everything's off. Damn it. That is... Well, good that we caught it now, I guess. But this means that all of my noise functions are off. Noise modifiers are off. So we'll need to go back and fix all them. That'll be fun. Alright. So first one starts at 23 now. And ends at 34. This one starts at 59 now. And they'll slowly get out of sync. 158. Yeah, we didn't leave a gap there. Or there. Which is now 193. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I should have clued into that being the situation sooner. This is now 380. $4.15. 420. Up to 441. I'm going to start using this marker because I feel like I'm going to get lost accidentally at some point. There he is. So this becomes 1,048. 1,048. There we go. Looks like we left a gap in here to 109. And then this one becomes 1,114 to 134. I guess we didn't leave a gap there. We are now. That's fine. Oink. One more. Oink. This one is now 1646 through to 1659. Let's jump over and have a look at how Moom is going again. That's great. Is it a big deal if I say that those jewels in the crowns are meant to be hexagonal?
Yeah, I know.
It's fine though. It's going to be tiny.
Yeah.
Unless we use it in an event.
Oh man. I could fix it, but I don't want.
I like the idea of having a queen just like fall through a time portal or something, and then in a future hive that queen comes back. Maybe that's too silly. Alright, and then we had to add one extra because I put a little gap in. Noise. And we're doing 1711 through to 1719. Whoop. Beep beep. Alright. Let's do tracer bits now. Back to here. Y bone. Noise modifiers. Starting with first, which used to start at 33 frames. Or frame 33, now starts at frame 37 through to frame 54. You know what, I'm just gonna make this one long. There's 205 to 215. To 283. I've done it again. Put another gap in where there wasn't one previously. That's fine, whatever. 287. How long is that? Yeah, we'll stick them in, why not? 318. 322. 367. So that is 672 to 683. So it becomes 688 through to 754. This one is 1382 to 1393. Yeah, if I have more control over stuff, you know, I know I can use sort of intermediary objects as drivers to do this, and that would probably make this a lot more powerful. But I don't feel like I have the time to learn how to do that, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, if the voice thing worked in a way that was more sensible for or more compatible with what I had in mind. 3.2. It could have been cool to set this up to still use noise, but use the what do you call it? There's something. Use the the audio as a way of setting these dead zones. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe. Excuse me for eating. But it's my lunchtime. 1706. Alright. So that's all of those keyframes dealt with. Now we need to grab the sort of background we got here and fix up them. Would it be helpful if I turn on the screen keys modifier or add-on or whatever it's called? Let's do that. That way you can see what buttons I'm pressing. No, I can't remember what it's called. It's called screencast keys. Okay. Or it used to be called screencast keys. I don't know. I think it got removed from some versions. Yeah, okay, so it got removed. We can probably install it, why not? Yum, 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 yum. Let's find out why it was removed. So apparently it was considered not feature complete and buggy, and that's why it was not no longer distributed. Yeah, I guess that was in 2.7. Yeah, you know what? If it's not for a current version of Blender, I am... Well, not for the version of Blender that I'm using, I'm not going to bother. But I can turn on like the OS keys thing if that's something anybody wants to see. It's no big deal. Maybe go another frame forward. Yeah. Okay, so we got this situation where you know, these frames are firing too early, but it kind of has this sense of being like you see newsreel bloopers where where the camera changes to someone and they don't know the camera's on them. They're just sitting there. So I guess we had some of those. One more frame. Sweet. Wow. I need to be careful not. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but yeah. Beep 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 beep. Okay, so that's all the that's all the work that we'd done previously, now updated to function at 30 frames per second. Let us then delete this one and add that back in. Just oh. Nah. Anyway, that looks like the right length, right? What I need to double check here is, yeah, I'm just going to have to do another cross. That is fine. Let's do this up here. Delete that one. Stick this one down here. I can't change this cross, so let's make a new one. Cross. Alright. There we go. So we do the Jeff bit. Alright, now if this is all going to be one scene, then I need to add in some more things. Right. So these are correct. Let's go back to here. Oh, this is what it looks like from the side, by the way. I've gone and just let us use the 3D view. There we go. You can see that like everything's in layers. Well, the bones kind of hide it, but yeah, it's like this one is in front of this, and this is behind that. You can kind of see a bit more down there, down the back. They're all planes, but they're separated. Separated in interesting ways. So what we're gonna do here, this might break things. Let's save. Why not save? Alright, so we got this thing. I'm gonna change the name of this. This is story images Tracy, and this one is story images Phil. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to make it so that I can have, let's shrink all this down so we don't need this so much anymore. I want to add some new sprites here. These are in event images, I think. I thought. Where did they go anyway? Oh, maybe I didn't. Alright, well, yeah, she talks about the, about this one. Nope, that is not what we want. Yeah, so I have to go and find where I put the files. Maybe put them in arts. No, I did not put them in arts. Where did I put them? They should be in event images, but they are not. You know how I can find where I put them? Just select this one, find out where it is. Oh jeez. Trailer 1 end. Give me that. This is not trailer 1 end. It's called end? What the hell? Oh, this is the wrong one. I don't if you jump. Right. What I actually want is this one. It's called Hive_time.png. And I need to know where that is. It's here. I'm confused. Then where's the bear one? Where did I send you? Where did you get saved? Alright, well, I'm confused. I didn't put them in here. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Because I definitely have more. Like, I got this bear one here. What are you called, bear one? You're called bearattack.png. But you're like, where is that bearattack.png? Because that's not the one that's here. And the one that's here is like that. And the preview just hasn't updated. Alright, well, okay. I haven't exported the others. Alright, well, that makes more sense. Alright, let's do that then. Okay, so we don't want the bear, we want the Beepedia. And we want the jelly refinery. And the queen birthday. And we already got the bear one. Okay. Alright. That is one mystery less. Oh yeah, select the empty here, that is the sort of sprite container, I think they call it. We're going to import some new sprites. So we want the Beepedia one, and we want the Queen Birthday one. Maybe I'll need a weather one as well, I don't know. So just move those up to a line. And then I want those to have Let's just go -10. Hooray! And we can see here that they are well and truly behind. So what this means is that because the background here, I don't know if I can select it. There it is. This background is at a Z depth of -2. Anything that is -10 will be obscured and hidden. One hopes. That appears to not be the case. That's fun. Alright. Oh, -10. There we go. So Queen's birthday is so it just didn't apply to both of them. Yeah, sweet. Alright. Why are you doing this? It's weird. I don't know. Let's go to the video editor and make sure that it's not. Yeah, it's fine. It's just trying to make things easier to see, I guess. Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to bring this back up, and we're gonna do pretty much what we did with the camera. And that's fine. Coming back here. Well, actually, sorry. Halfway through here, I wanna take this. These ones. I'm gonna take this and can I? Here's the big question. Can I do this? Bing. I can. That's nice. Wait. Why is that -10? How is that -10? Oh my goodness. Why is just why? Alright, so this is Hive Time. This one's -10. This one's minus. This one should be like 0. Yeah. I don't know. Right, so yeah, we should be 0 here, and then we're going to move 1 frame later, and then we're going to be -10. And then we're going to go back to the video editor and make sure that that has done what it needs to do, and it is not. Hooray! Back we go. So that's fine. I'm confused though. Because what is the background? The background is... Oh, it's -20. Okay. Let's make that -9 then. Dunk. There we go. Hooray. Okay, fewer confusions. Alright. Thanks, past me. So back here, we change this to -10 on this frame. Got a couple things going on, different frames. So the Beepedia needs to be -10 on that frame. Yoink. And then it needs to be 0 on that frame. And I also wanted to, just in a dope sheet, I'll just use a dope sheet here, because, no, in the graph editor, what am I saying? Here, I just want to change these to be, constant, so that it, does that same kind of instantaneous tick, rather than trying to do any curves. So let's have a quick look at how that sounds in the video editor. Wait, where's my thing? Where's my thing? Let's refresh the sequencer. Well, that is not what it's meant to look like. Um, Alright. So, there's a couple possibilities here. And I'll need to have a good old think about what they mean. So it could be that the cutout animation thing is doing real-time stuff to change this Beeseness. And updating the Z on index on the fly. So I guess what I want to look at here is a COA Z value is what's being changed there. So that's fine, but also not fine. In that what we need to do is also add location keys, bam, and bam, and then also the same for these two. So bam and bam. And let's save that. Let's hop over into the video editor. Okay, good. But I do want to adjust the timing of that to like coincide with like a break in the speech. Yeah, so that point there is where I want those to be. So let's grab all them keyframes and stick that there. That's weird. What's changing here? Oh, those haven't moved. Okay. Shoot. We want those to be on the same frames. So, all right, there we go. We can track that. There you go. That should do it. Okay, let's head back to the video editor and let's just have another. But first, sweet. Alright, next bit is to do the same for Tracy's going to be talking about the Queen birthday. So let's switch across to that one. Whatever that is. And then back to here. Is that the Queen's birthday? Yep. Excuse me. Good times. So yeah, back here we want to just add a frame for this one, and I guess I'll try and keep keyframes for both location and the cutout tool Z value the same. You know what I didn't do? I didn't make all those constant. So guess we'll need to do that as well. Good times. You're going to become -10, and you're going to get another keyframe, and another keyframe, and then we're going to come back 1 frame, and we're going to grab the Queen's birthday, and we're going to throw a keyframe, and move forward 1 frame, and then throw this up to 0, and then give that a keyframe, and that a keyframe as well. So, jump. Fantastic. Alright, and I think that's all we need for Tracy. Oh no, Alright, well, what I'll do here, I guess, is, put another keyframe here, move 1 frame forward, make this -10, put another keyframe, and another keyframe. I probably will want to stick, like a weather thing there, but we don't have a weather thing, so for now I'll just leave it, and we'll see how we go. Yeah. So, do the Queen's birthday, that's fine, we're back to Jeff again, and then Amy with the weather, and then we're back to both. Okay, sweet. So the only thing we sort of really need to do now is get another image in here for Jeff, which is going to be the construction one. So let's switch back across here and come back to where Jeff is talking about that, which I guess is here. Yeah, okay. So back here, story images, fill. You let me select that, thank you. We want to add the jelly refinery and just move this up to match position of that. And then it's going to be -10 is its default position. 1 frame later, 0, keyframe, and then under bear attack, it's going to be 0 here, move 1 frame forward, it could be -10, keyframe. Alright, so now when we come back, okay, sweet. So yeah, that's kind of all we need to do for those story images for now, which makes like just the whole video as a whole feel like a cool thing. Still have to do Jeff. Skip to the end of Jeff. And that's cool as well. Fantastic. And then Amy. And then that's everyone. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good times. Alright. So, question is, do I want to hook up more wings for the characters? I think I will, because like I want to kind of have this approach of like raising the minimum bar of where everything is. So I will do. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll set up the wings for all the characters, and that way all the characters will have the wings, and we'll get to see what that looks like. Mostly I'm just staving off doing any of the actual animation work. this is interesting as well. So I want to add a sound strip, which is going to be Jeff. I'm going to turn on the waveform for this so that we can see what we're doing. Doink. Don't really need that anymore. So we're going to zip all the way up to here. I'm going to select Jeff's little wing bone here. Doink. And add a location keyframe. And then here we want to go back to our modifiers. Doink. Add a noise modifier. Let's restrict the range from 346. Aha! Ha ha ha! You nearly got me, Jeff. Not from 346, but instead to 435. How long are the gaps in here? So yeah, 4 from 53 to 60. Yeah, okay. Well, you pause a lot, Jeff, so you get to keep them pauses. 43. That's nice. That's symmetrical there. This one is 460. Through to 515. There's a little gap. To 521. Through to here. To 604. .611 through to 642. All right. Yeah, I mean these flatline bits are kind of meant to be silence. I don't know why they ended up included. It's obviously some little piece of sound that I didn't manage to clear out. 752 to 770. Yes. 777. Oh. To here, I guess. .884. Jeff's gonna have a lot of these, I think. Considering that he doesn't have a huge amount of time doing stuff. How long is this gap? This is 9:38 to 9:41. Yeah, no. 976. 983. Yeah, we may end up putting some gaps in here. I don't know. We'll see. 114. Let's just have a look at how that feels. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, alright. You get to keep that, Jeff. So in the script, this bee's name is Jeff Snodgrass. 227 to 1310. Yoink. What's the gap here? 131. 38. Yeah, okay. You can have a little pause here, Jeff. 1331. What? No limits. What noise. One, three, three, 8. 1350. Alright, all Jeff bits are in now. Oh, we missed the whole bit? So we want this one to be big, and this one to be small, so we can see where all the bits are. So, oh geez, yeah, we just like skipped a whole bit. All right. So that's just another one in here. Although this is slightly irritating now, in that I don't think I can move it up or down. I wanted to keep them in order, but excuse me, that is the wrong thing. 777, and this one ends up here at 883. Yoink. All right. Sweet. All right. Might save again. Jeff. So we end up in this same situation where, you know, I don't necessarily want to have the Jeff scene running concurrently over everything. So we'll see whether or not we can slice things up here, because the scene needs to start in sync with everything, right? But what I would like is to be able to cut this here. So that's a 5222, yep. Alright, so let's cut strips. Doink. Perfect. Let me also cut this at 740, 739. Alright, so we can delete that bit. Beep, 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 beep. 835. Cut. 1160. scene. Cut. Alright. Da, 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 da. Whoop. Cut that one. Delete that bit. Tweak. That's not right. This needs to start earlier. Yeah, they're all starting late. But that's fine. We'll work that out in a sec. I know why they're starting late. Yeah, so they're all like starting and ending a little later. That's fine. Let's just get this to where it needs to be first. What frame is that? 45. Cut strips. Yeah, so if they're all starting and ending a little earlier, then what I can do is just grab all the starts and the beginnings, move those like 6 frames back, and then shift the whole lot. No. And then reselect them, and then shift those forward. Let's try that. Okay, so this one starts and ends. No, then we can like just sort of move a few more frames there. Yeah, it's still happening quite. Oh, 15, 10. Yeah, it's fine. Let's try that. I'll shift it down a bit more as well. So let's delete the old Jeff. We don't need the old Jeff. Old Jeff is of no value to us right now. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so I think we can do the same here as well. Just pull that back like a few frames. Pop it on here. So this one starts way too early. Yes, that starts and finishes early as well. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so there's one other thing I forgot to do. Let's come back here. Is I wanted Jeff to sort of flip from side to side. So he's on the left to start with, and he's on the right, and he's on the left again. Although the screenshot for this was, let's flip the screenshot. There we go. Fantastic. All right, well that's Jeff dealt with, and we don't have to have all that stuff. I may even I don't know, may even do the same so that we like pull this out from behind here. Is that fade? Yeah, that fade is busted, so let's get rid of that and put another cross in. So crosses go in the order of the first item that you selected to the second item that you selected, so this will fade from them into that. If I had selected this one first and then done that, it would have faded from this into that, and that would have been wrong. And that's something that I'm constantly, you know, getting mixed up and messing up. But yeah, I'm feeling good about this so far. Like everything's kind of working. If I absolutely had to ship a trailer like this with just the wings moving, you know, that's an option, and it's gonna be more or less finished in another 20 minutes, and that's exciting. All right, so saving again. Yes, there will be music. I just sort of don't want to show it just yet because it's very cool, and I want it to maintain its impact when it gets released. Where was I? Looking for a screenshot of builders working, which I'm pretty sure I just have a screenshot of. Kick it around somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Right, yep, sweet. Let me just throw that at you. That's okay. Yeah, hopefully that gives enough of an idea.
Yep.
You know what they look like when they're moving in game, like they float upwards. And yeah, sweet. Alright, before I get back to work, let's switch back to the other scene. Boom. There we go. Are you not a fan of buzzing? And we just had an alarm go off, and it's the Beatles song. From Hive Time, of course. But yeah, I mean, like it's not. You're obviously hearing it a lot more while I'm working on the trailer. How's this end? Yeah, I think we might just pull this back a tiny. 2 frames back. Okay. 2 frames forward, and then another 2 frames forward for good luck. Alright, let's try that. No, now there's too big a gap on the beginning, so let's pull that back. Okay, now it's time to do Amy. Do Amy's bit. It's not getting any better, is it? Alright, switching over to Amy up here, and remembering to change that to 30 frames per second. It was gonna get me. It was trying to get me. Yes, I wanted to add this sound, which is amy.org. There we go, hooray! And we're going to make this last a decent amount of time. Shoop. And let's show the waveform for this. Doink. And yeah, so Amy doesn't actually have anything until right at the end. But since everything is synced up, I can just work with this. Let us grab her wing bone, which is this one. Doink. And we want to add a location keyframe. And we want to select the Y axis. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's, what's going on here? Has it got some roll on it? Is that what's going on? No? I don't understand. I'm very confused. Has this got 180 degree roll? That's got 0 roll. That's got 180 degree roll. I don't know, if I like... I mean, this... Everything is behaving as it should, I guess. Now I'm concerned. Alright, well, let's stick a modifier in and see. Hello! Stick a modifier in and see how it looks. Undo. Let's select the appropriate thing. Oh no, that is... Okay, that's doing what we want. Weird. Very weird. Alright, so starts at frame 1425. And got a little gap in here. How long is this? I was kind of using like 4 frames as my minimum threshold for 1497 for how long a gap needed to be before it could be a gap. So I guess that's fine. 1502 through to here, which is 1548. 1554 through to 1586. Um, 1593. Right up to the end. What you can do is 1620. Alright. Let's see how Amy looks. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. So now, back here, we're adding a new Amy. Add scene Amy. Start at frame 75. Yeah, weird. I've just messed something up. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah. What's the point in dirtying a cup? I'm not that wasteful. Whether it's with water or my time. It's like watching an episode of The Sooty Show. Yeah, it used to be a time where I used to keep a cup, and would just like rinse and refill that cup. But I found that you know, I could just get by without using that cup because I'd end up drinking all the juice anyway. All right, that's fun. I give you a little hint of what the music sounds like. There you go. That's what the intro for the thing sounds like. It's kind of fun. All right. So like all the voices in, which means that I don't need this anymore. So all the audio is coming from the stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna cut these as well. So let's cut them like. No, how? Alright, you know, let's undo that. Let's delete this crossfade, and then do it. And then we'll cut just before we come back. Delete that. Alright, let's see if that is behaving as it should. Sweet. Alright. I know what was going on before when I was trying to cut it and it was messing up. Yeah, I'm happy with a couple frames overlap. Just so that, you know, if I need to move anything around, that's fine. But yeah, I think it ends up rendering everything in the background regardless of whether or not it's visible and then compositing. So I can save rendering time if I reduce the amount of overlap here that's unnecessary. And then this one gets the crossfade again. Beep, 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 beep. Alright. Wow, look at that guy. This is a made a trailer. You know what I could do? I could, like, just make a, like, to fill in, this thing, I could just get a screenshot of this and stick it in there. Maybe that's funny? Is that funny? Do you think that's funny? So, like, when we cross to Amy, Tracy has no, like, news story image. I could just get a screenshot of Amy in front of the exact same map with the exact same stuff and put that in there. Unless you want to draw something else.
Oh no, that sounds good.
I don't know. I'll think about it later. I mean, the animation's probably the highest priority now. Do you want to see how it looks? No?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
This is loading.
you can watch it on there.
Only want me to load it.
Yeah, and then you don't have to wait 5 minutes. Alright, so here we go. Oh no! Our internet dropped out, I think. So that's a no, you don't need to watch. Yeah, but you can still watch. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. Their wings, it's like the wings, I've done all the wing stuff. And put all the story images in. Do you think that works? You're not downloading anything?